Again, provided, of course, they can hang on from here. When I say hang on, they're up by 24.
They've pushed McFarlane into the forward line to try and get just an extra getter in that part of the ground.
Knocked down by Hampson. Judd comes up, wins a clean ball, gets it across to Robinson. Robinson, a searching kick inside the forward 50. Back goes Mundy. Closing on him was Russell. Coming across their bow was Ibbotson. Well done by Cruiser. Walker found space where there was none. This would be, I was going to say, a heck of a goal. Well, not even close. Hacked out of there by McPhee. Comes back from Barlow to Ibbotson in the defensive goal square. Well done, Robinson. Just stepped around Pearce, wanted front position, and took the mark.
He's just got the impression that Pearce knew that there was a Carlton player behind him, and he just one look for him. And by that stage, Robinson had attacked the footy in the air.
I suppose the Dockers could do with a bit of luck in terms of they've missed a lot of shots at goal tonight. But footy's not meant to be fair. Robinson comes in. Kick is on the way. Looks pretty good. It's working back. He's got the goal. Ouch. He's got two.
He's putting himself into the chance to be the man of the match, Robinson. His second half has been really impressive.
That's characteristic of his football there, though, isn't it, Bruce? I mean, he just wants front position. He's behind the other bloke, and he goes to the ball. He's attracted to the ball like few players in the league. I mean, certainly doesn't have a lot of finesse, but you've got to admire the way he plays.
Bullet at the gate, isn't he?
Yeah, he is. He is.
The goal by Mitch Robinson. Fremantle's skill level has really let them down today. 8 of Carlton's 10 goals have come directly from a turnover. And we heard Ross Lyon at three-quarter time thinking that was one of the areas he wanted to address. Not a good start.
So they won the first clearance tonight with the Blues in this last quarter. Murphy got down low. Ball still not quite out. Judd was the one that won that clearance, and now pushing hard and forward. It didn't go down. It was well played. Barlow from Mundy. So Mundy must be across half-back, I reckon, in this last term. Ibbotson out wide. Neil. Well, Joseph just had the drop. It was a hard handball. Pavlich went without it. Back to Henderson. Sweeps it out wide to Simpson. Carlton certainly in control with this 5-goal lead. Judd's worked forward. He's held on to surely. That's been the Bermuda Triangle for Pearce out there the last minute, hasn't it? It's been an awful position.
As you mentioned, Bruce, Mundy's playing out of defence. McFarlane's gone into the forward line, but I guess that makes them, that's one of their good midfielders out of the middle of the ground and one of their good defenders out of defence. So both those areas, all of a sudden, the Dockers have looked a little shaky.
That's just a nervous young player playing on an absolute champion player, and Chris Judd just hang on for dear life, gave away the free kick.
Well, he stood the mark a moment ago and the ball was kicked over his head for a goal. And Judd has just pushed it across the face. So, not sure if it's a let-off or not. I mean, the margin is just so wide now. Let's see if the Dockers can dig into this lead a bit and do some of the things that the coach told Tim about at three-quarter time.
So Mundy outside the defensive 50, well and truly. White, the 230s in mid-air there. White and Clark. It falls behind them. Fyfe just trying to get some distance on that. And Armfield slaps it across the boundary line. Deliberate, says the umpire. So Hill, certainly not the worst of the Dockers. Out against the boundary. Kicks long. Hampson was up. Henderson behind. Well done by Hampson. Into the path of Betts. He's away. And that speed we often see. Pronounced now. He goes wide. Simpson's got it. Going very deep is Waite. Too far for Simpson to kick, I fancy. He thought that way, so he's gone to Gibbs, but it's made things a little bit tough out there. Although Scotland does well. Feeds it back to Simpson. Spins around. Curnow. They're just playing with Fremantle at the moment. Jamison. Henderson. Murphy. Tui is on for the short one. He'll get it now. Now he's a pretty long kick. Spots a man on the move. Goes down towards Walker, but wide of the mark. And Walker takes it on the first bounce, but across the line.
It's been terrific, Walker. Just that, even at the start of this last quarter, that pace created some nervousness for the Dockers, and then It resulted in that Robinson goal about a half a minute later. Tui just brought down in the tackle. Mzungu started really well tonight and then kicks into Armfield's back. It's just been one of those nights. Murphy, Main, Curnow, Mzungu, good tackle. Murphy in there. Dygan tried to force his way through with some strength. Well done in the end. Betts, just so confident, the Blues. And then Betts on his left side to Gibbs, who so often does that. And again, they spread. They've done it a lot. They love the short passing. They do it well. Tim talked about their kicking efficiency. And here's Scotland kicking to centre-half forward. Wait, couldn't quite. McPhee. Now, can the Dockers score a goal from here? They need to.
Here's Main. Goes back to McPhee towards half-forward Henderson, who's been reliable. McFarlane appears to have gone forward. You might have mentioned that, Bruce. I might have missed it,
yep.
But he's on the forward line. I thought I heard you. Gibbs goes back. Scotland, Curnow, deep back inside the 50. Robinson. He's had a really good game, Robinson. One of the figures show he's up to 19 now. Tui goes looking for Murphy. Here's a chance for the Dockers. Duffield into the path of Ballantyne. Now he spilt the mark. Interesting by a couple of Blues there, coming through his Hill again. Run his heart out tonight. Gibbs hard against the boundary line, hooks it back. There's a group of Blues. Robinson a little less than committed. Easy for me to say. Wearing makeup up here. The hand pass from Jamison. Now it's with Cruiser. That's better. Cruiser to Jamison. Jamison short on the half volley, taken by Walker. Walker goes inside the forward 50. These half volleys making it hard for player after player. Hampson got the arms free. Goes to Waite. Waite the long ball down towards full forward. Garlett not strong enough. He tried to move Broughton. Broughton would not be moved.
It's a good mark, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Gee, that handball by Cruz in the middle of the ground really opened it up. Kick out wide to Pavlich. De Boer was on his own in the centre a moment ago, but the moment's gone.
That thought Ross Lyon talked about with Tim after the three-quarter of taking the game on, playing the ball on quickly. That's not happening. Might have been the instructions, but it's just not happening for the Dockers.
Clark made the contest. De Boer back. Well done, Crowley, that time. De Boer back to Mundy. Now, Mundy's got Pavlich short for the handball. Not sure why he didn't go that way. Goes across the ground to Ibbotson. Simpson on the mark. Pavlich again on his own. Well, now it's gone. Now he'll go to Pavlich. Good kick finds him. Now he's got Lockie Neal on his own. Pavlich, he took a while to get it there. And he's been forced wide in the end. Percentages are low. I'm not sure if Neal's a better chance from here than Pavlich was from where he was.
Okay. You always think he's got a 55-metre kick on him, Pavlich, from straight in front. But this is a fairly acute angle.
Lucas is getting a run now. He's come on the sub. I think Tui's the man off for the Blues. He looks like he's from that band that was in Melbourne.
He's definitely from One Direction, no doubt about it.
Neal's kick, and it's a behind. It's a baby face, isn't it?
It certainly is. He was actually really good last week, Lockie Neal, when he came on, provided some real energy, thrown into the cauldron, I guess, with Jack Anthony coming off.
There's Kane Lucas
improving. And Kane Lucas has been a very good sub for Carlton also this year.
It's in his contract. He comes on and immediately kicks a goal. Let's see if it works out tonight. Gibbs to himself. Drives it outside the 50. Wide of the pack. Barlow in trouble. Dawson flicks it over the top to Broughton. Broughton's high ball. They'll compete about 30 metres out. Fisted away by Henderson. He's growing in stature, Henderson. Now a chance for Ballantyne. Net front on there by Russell, and that ball very slow to release. Russell comes rolling out with the football. Hand passes as far as Griffin. In goes Ballantyne. Henderson meets Barlow head on. Ballantyne's over the ball, and a ball up.
Just a question for you, Lee, about Lockie Henderson. Did you envisage him developing into a key position defender?
Well, there's a lot of plays. Played all his junior footy pretty much as a running centre forward, but a lot of the forwards as kids that didn't really make it early in their senior careers go to defence and do really well, and I think he's a pretty good example of that.
Cruiser's good smother a moment ago. You invested heavily, Lee. I think he's number 8 in the draft,
He was
wasn't
pick 8 in the draft for the Brisbane Lions a few years back, and he has his last half season and early this season, he's been really solid back there.
Well, it was the big talking about the Blues, wasn't it? Their defence over the last few years.
The extra big defender.
Ballantyne through. That's a lovely kick by Ballantyne. So McFarlane shifted forward. He's played a lot forward over the stretch, McFarlane. It's only really in the last few years he's become a devoted defender. He's kicked 113 goals in his 193 games, so he can dob one, but no trouble with the angle. He's a fair way out, 52 metres out. Has it got the legs? Well, it's not straight. They have been woeful from the set tonight, and it really has cost them dearly. That second quarter, 2 goals, 7. Just a frustrating night for the coach. They're big opportunity to get into the top 4 tonight, and it's not going to happen.
It's been a really good response by Carlton. Flat last week against Essendon. A lot of people perhaps suggesting that the footy world was getting carried away with the performance of Carlton, but this is a good win. This is a fantastic win against Fremantle in Perth.
There's a lot of blokes out too. Blokes that are pretty important to them.
Yep.
At full strength, they will be hard to toss this year. Thornton goes back a long way, having to wait Henderson. Well, that was cool. We talked about his progress. That was very cool. Man bearing down. Not only did he not flinch, here's 50, but had the wherewithal to find a teammate.
They have this program at the AFL, the AFL-AS Academy, and part of the program is you spend
just
a
ran
week
straight
with the
through
club.
the mark. Time back on.
And I remember Lockie Henderson coming to Geelong, and he was just a really personable guy. He had a great appetite for work.
Oh,
Should have been free to the
Walker
Dockers.
again.
And worked his career out. He's been fantastic. Jeez, he can jump.
Yeah, he's a dynamic player, isn't he? Taken 2 in the draft, Walker. Dennis said had a spectacular debut. Well, it was in the doldrums with injuries and lack of form for a year or two, but he looks a lethal weapon tonight, doesn't he? Lucas getting involved, Pearce to Barlow, building the ball out.
It was in the off-season before last. There was talk of him being traded.
Yep. I think South Australia were pretty keen.
He just sets that forward line up beautifully, doesn't he, with Garlett and Betts, because he can do both. He can run quick and he can take a spectacular mark.
And Dennis, you throw weight in. It's a very attractive forward line, isn't it?
Yep.
Johnson to McPhee. And McPhee, nice kick to Neal. So Lockie Neal wants David Mundy and gets him nice kick. So Mundy at half back. And then down the line, marked by McFarlane, but they're a long way from goal.
McFarlane jabs it forward, stretching. Main takes the mark. So there's still plenty of time. I mean, a couple of quick goals and there'll be a flicker again, but they just don't look likely. Here's Fyfe coming up for his 19th.
Need to go forward, Dennis, with some real pizzazz, if you like, some speed. Just take the ball on, tuck it under your arm, go for a bit of a run.
So that's tailor-made for Henderson. Harley, Neyman. There's Dygan on the outer side. Kicks into an oncoming player. Dygan goes back after it. He spent quite a bit of time on the bench tonight, Nick Dygan, being eased back into the competition. Lucas trying to find a way through. Punched high in the air out there. Well, grafting football at best. Now Betts, Robinson. Well, that was a late decision. It came off, though. Running through the middle is Murphy. Gets onto this one, but drifting back safely into the arms of Ibbotson.
Well, drop it in the middle.
So Ibbotson now goes out wide. He had Mzungu shorter. Duffield had a very good opening half. Kicks the ball to Barlow. Can they break the line here? How quickly can they move the ball? Again, slow motion. Barlow, and again he'll go out wide, and Pavlich will have to take a good mark. Thornton just feeds off him. How many times has that happened tonight? Usually it's been Henderson, then short to Scotland.
We're talking about Freo's lack of, I guess, energy bringing the ball forward, but you've got to commend Carlton on the way they're setting up defensively. The Fremantle players look up and see nothing but light blue jumpers.
Curno's kick a bit sloppy. Waite just manhandles Dawson and gets him out of the way. And then Judd manhandled himself. Crowley gets it to Johnson, to Mzungu. Mzungu worked it well to Barlow. Barlow kicks into the centre. Griffin takes the mark.
Plays on to Neal. You can see not much up ahead, so Neal goes across the ground. Finds Pavlich. Pavlich to Mzungu. That is very short. Play on was the call. Mundy grabs it, runs to 50. Mundy, long kick, and it's wide of the mark.
Hasn't that been typical of the Dockers night? Long shot at goal, it just goes the wrong side of the post. They had their chance in the second quarter, but just kicked inaccurately. That's really been the difference in the game.
Yeah.
It's 4-13 to 10-5. I mean, it's just a matter of one side has taken their chances.
Simpson has been terrific. He's up to 31 possessions. That doesn't count as one after the behind. He went short. Joseph comes back to Gibbs. I always feel Gibbs is a bit of a luxury. He's too good a player to often do what he gets to do, but they've got plenty of good players. From behind, Cruiser almost. It falls to McPhee. McPhee short. Barlow can turn around and head for home, and this one's off target. It's amazing.
Can you believe it? Now the left is the City end.
City end. Yeah.
They've kicked 2 goals 11 to that end tonight.
Yeah.
And you know, most of them have been pretty easy.
Very gettable, haven't they? I mean, that was relatively unpressured from 45 metres.
You couldn't ask for better conditions. It's like playing under the roof that Eddie had right here at the moment. The air's still, the ball will travel. They've just had an off night.
So big fly that time from Henderson. Russell, jarred boundary thrown. Of course, the home team last week kicked 5 goals 21. West Coast against Hawthorn, but that was a dirty night weather-wise, wasn't it? And it was that sort of night, 5-21 to 5-16, and in the end, 5 points turned into 4 for them. But tonight, it's costly. Ibbotson taking Garland on and driving the ball back in. Can Pavlich get to it? Bouncing ball. At the back, it's Joseph, and he just allows the ball to run out of play. So nothing much has gone right for the Dockers tonight. They've been a bit of a one-trick pony tonight, haven't they?
Yep. Griffin in front. Cruiser behind. Murphy. Curnow. Out wide. Scotland met solidly by that tank of a man. Clancee Pearce. The kick around the corner from Mundy. Missed by Griffin. Battled on though. Comes to Pavlich. And Pavlich kicks a goal. One would assume too little too late. Good effort.
Yeah, it's just very difficult. I mean, it's not a massive margin. I mean, there is time. I mean, this next centre break, if the Dockers could get it and kick a goal, then the crowd get involved. But they certainly need a goal in the next 2 minutes, you would think. Just think back, though. A couple of those shots at goal gone through, and things might have been a bit different.
That shot just before half-time too, Bruce, remember? Yeah. That was a big one.
So their blue outfit, eh? Any hope here, Lee and Tom? I mean, one centre clearance, one goal.
You said they need to actually clear it from this, get a goal within the next minute or so, really. And then it's bound to 15 points, anything could happen. So the margin is still gettable.
Judd's been good in the last quarter. 38,800, the official attendance, so close to a full house. Pearce goes back. And then the quick kick forward coming from Ibbotson. Lucas, well done, just broke the tackle. Gibbs, lovely kick in the end to Walker. They're on here. Walker's quick kick forward. Simpson out wide. Scotland got a, well, in the end it worked for him, the bounce. Back to Daigan, and then Daigan out wide. That's Carlton, isn't they? Just are prepared to go short, use the ball. Now Thornton is a good kick normally, but you've got to take the mark first. That was quite lazy, actually. Kicks to full forward. Griffin. Hope the Blues don't lose. Thornton won't be happy with that. The ball out wide. Ballantyne. Still Ballantyne. That mind of him working over Todgy. Pavlich should have got a free kick. He does. Now, open goal centre. Why doesn't Pav just go and go bang?
Here goes Stephen Hill.
Well, if it goes bang now, it's all Carlton deep. Yeah.
But it wasn't before.
No, you're right. He could have got a one-on-one if he'd gone deep. This is Neil across the ground. Not real good, although that is terrific mark taken by De Boer. I was thinking that Pav sort of gave it to Neil, and the young man had to make a decision. Now it swings out wide, getting back Mzungu. In his hip pocket is Daigan, and Daigan, as only he can, comes away with a bit of dash. We like him, the mature age footballer. He kicks it up towards the wing. Johnson goes short, and McPhee takes the mark. McPhee to Crowley. Crowley, despite what Gary Ablett had to say, kicks a goal. That'll show him.
Well, I tell you, it'd be a joke if they win. And I know I'm a half-full sort of guy, Dim, but...
No, Bruce, it's quite possible.
I just reckon they're half a chance now. I mean, the crowd's involved. It's suddenly going to open up. How do Carlton play? How defensive do Carlton play it from this point on? I mean, do they sit on it? I've been waiting 2 hours to get excited.
Well, Gary Ablett wanted Crowley to go forward, and he did.
I think he checked his Twitter at half-time, no doubt.
What do you think, guys, now?
I mean, it is only 15 points, and there's enough time, just under 5 minutes. So on the Lee Matthews equations, with goals and minutes, there's certainly a chance.
So every clearance important. Judd, well done. It's been very good in the centre square. Walker had a terrific comeback game, but that one cut off by Johnson. Now how daring are they? Griffin, can he take the mark? Well spoilt by Scotland. De Boer was held up. Well done, Robinson. Crashed in. Walker so quick across the ground. Boundary throw in. But the force is with the Dockers at the moment. A bit of momentum flowing to the left.
Yeah, old Mo is wearing purple. We've got 4 minutes and 20 seconds to go. Hampson beaten by Griffin. Armfield over the football, at least initially. Raked back in by De Boer. No one's trying to get it out.
Andrew dragged it into Matthew. Okay,
Ball it up.
Had the last 6 scoring shots, the Dockers, 2 goals for.
I suppose Fremantle, in their aftermatch, will look at this and think, how did we lose it? When they look at the final scoreline, well, if you've seen the game, it's pretty easy to reconcile how they lost it, but they might still win it. Very confusing, I know. It comes back to McPhee. Gets a hand pass away. Ibbotson. Crowd really roaring now as the kick comes down towards half-forward. Jamison got a timely fist in there and knocked it out of bounds. Every second vital.
All the numbers last week against St Kilda in contested possession, disposals, all that matters, stats that matter. They lost them also against St Kilda, so they do hang on well, and that is a pleasing sign for Ross Lyon.
Gibalo, good to Mzungu. Pavlich caught underneath. No real crummer at the back. Dygan's been very good in a couple of instances in the last quarter to Scotland, to Simpson. And they're going to milk the clock a bit here, the Blues. They are a great kicking team. It'll be hard to get the footy off, though. Simpson decides he'll just go down to Hampson with a long ball. Dawson at the back, Cruiser, Murphy. He's got Walker and Judd. Oh, well done, Dawson. Walker, back to Dawson. Bouncing ball. This is a big play. Pushed out nearly. Had to do that. And the ball comes back. And the mark taken by Griffin to Mzungu. And can he kick the ball to somebody who then can attack the goal front? Can the ball come over the back? Jamison. Bit of a shaky handball, to be truthful. Good tackle. Ball coming free. Mundy to Neil to McFarlane. It's a goal. They're very close now. We've got a grandstand finish. Well, Dennis, our wishes come true. Not that the Dockers will win, but...
The big finish.
Yeah.
Well, that was terrific. It was just hard work in that pack, wasn't it? Could have gone either way. Fremantle just applied themselves a little better, kept it going their way, and suddenly it broke open. No cover at the back. Okay, so there's 9 points the difference.
Just kept forcing it forward, and I guess what they got now is the home crowd, the bit of energy, and will Carlton just get a little bit panicky because they had this game won and now it's alive again?
Crowd were nodding off, Tim.
Well, Ballantyne's been resting for the last 2.5 minutes, so here's his big chance. He's just been inserted back into the play.
High ball down towards half-forward for the Blues. Well done by Garlett. Gave a contest. Judd doesn't mind this situation. Lucas looking for support. Lucas decides he better kick under pressure. Kicks it directly to Ibbotson. Still over 2 minutes to go. Ibbotson across the ground. Grandstand finish coming from the Dockers. Mzungu, who's played a wonderful game, kicks it up towards the wing. Oh, that's a big call. Free kick is going to McFarlane. McFarlane lobs it over the top. Taken out there by Pearce. He wants to go. Pearce down towards the pocket. Pavlich.
Well, come the moment, come the man. Can he go with a long one and kick a goal?
Captain's goal moment is set for this.
Griffin's in there deep, cruises against him, follows all the other Freo players to get out. You reckon he's getting some good advice there?
Kicked a couple of goals against the Cats near the start of the year to help them win the match. I mean, this would be a remarkable goal if it can go all the way. He struck it well. Won't get there quite. Waite punches it forward. Good result for the Blues. 8-point game. Can they create a turnover here, the Dockers? Can they hem it in? How do Carlton play it from the back here? They go short, and that's not what the Dockers wanted. You've got to get a ball. Well, that's so close.
Nerves of steel,
wasn't it?
Whoa, that was inches wet.
It was centimetre perfect, Dennis.
He's having a good look, the boundary umpire. He wasn't sure.
There's Dygan. Well, they appear to have it won. Dygan's been handy in this final term. He kicks it along the line, close to the boundary. Came off the boot of the bore, I fancy. Oh, no. So boundary throw in. Gee, we've had a few big games, haven't we? I think after Sunday it'll be 7 in 10 days as well. There's only so much hysteria in the human body. Coming through is Judd. Close to the boundary line. Betts bounced on his head. McPhee. Well done, Betts. Only as far as Dawson. Dawson across towards Johnson. Johnson towards half forward. Needs a contest from the Blues. Plenty of them back. Well done. Waite got it from Gibbs. Well, experience told there. Scotland knew it had to be won that football and won it. Jamison goes short and the mark is taken by Simpson. So gallant as Fremantle have been for the last 20 minutes. They were pretty lousy in the third quarter and they'll look back and rue that misfortune. See, Bruce, I don't know. They've got the blood rule for players. What about the blood pressure rule for commentators? A lot of football and a great win for Carlton. Handshakes from Crowley and Judd. And I think Crowley had a very good game. Judd finished strong.
Tim, we might go down. Tim, go down to you with Brett Ratton. Tim.
Well, I was just saying to Brett, it got a little bit tight in that last quarter.
Yeah, it did. It was, it was a bit of an arm wrestle all day, and as you can see from the scoring shots, it wasn't a lot from both teams. But at the end of the day, I thought our boys, after a slow start, really got into the game and got going. And I suppose the Fremantle forwards really marked the ball and counter-attacked really well, and we've got a bit of work to do, but great to get the win.
Great to see Andrew Walker back out there tonight too.
I just add so much, and for a bloke to be as clean-winded as him to come up and just play the way he does, he's just a bonus for us.
And defensively, you're very good tonight too for most of the game.
Yeah, we were. Just a bit towards the end, there was a bit of an issue there where they came with a run, but overall, really pleasing.
What about yourself? You're going back
minutes, mate, so yeah, no, really good.
When are we expecting this baby? There's been a lot of discussion about this baby.
Yeah, no, we'll just wait and see. Who knows?
Have we got a name ready?
Yeah, we've got a few names. We don't know if it's a boy or a girl, so we'll just wait and see. And hope mum and baby is healthy. That's the main thing.
We wish you all the best.
Good on you, Tim. Thanks, mate.
And your Rats.
Yeah, Joe and Rats. Dr. Watson down there, I presume. But when you think about it, the first 15 minutes tonight was all Dockers, and the last 15, gee, Andrew Walker, clean-winded. He sounds like a racehorse, Tim. Down to you.
Well, he was just saying he's a little bit tired, Andrew.
Yeah, I'm really bucket actually, mate. It's great to be back, and that's the sort of games you're going to come back in. Nice close one, and good to get the ball rolling.
Well, your touch was there tonight. You got back into the swing of things pretty quickly.
Yeah, I've been working pretty hard. It's when you're in rehab, it's probably harder next to the main training. So just getting the hours up with a touch and just continuing goal practice, goal kicking, and all that stuff. So it's going okay.
And you've developed a lot of depth in this club too, haven't you?
Yeah, we've shown it tonight. We had a few boys out, Crutz, Laidler, Bow went out, and even Yaron. So it was good to see the boys, stick it out. It got a bit close, but it was a good effort by the boys.
And you had a bit of a fly tonight. You stuck the landing beautifully, but you just couldn't quite grab hold of the mark of the year.
It started raining, I think, when I went up for that run, so I just slipped a little bit, but I'll get one next week.
Well done. Great to see you back out here.
Thanks, mate. Cheers.